I'm nervous.
All
You
right.
guys nervous?
So nervous.
Episode 232. This is a big one, boys.
Yeah,
Nerves setting in 232. That's what they say. Is that's like the sophomore slump. You got to get through 232, and then you're for real.
something about this one feels different.
Yeah.
What's up? It's the Brunch Breakdown. Didi out here in Los Angeles. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh. Today on the show, we are going to be talking fitness because it's Chris Gates' Fitness Brunch, and we got a cool fitness topic that's going to go a bunch of different places. And honestly, I'm not going to tell you what else can happen on this menu today.
You've learned your lesson.
I don't know if we're going to get to it, but if we do get to it, I'm probably going to ask them a question about one thing that I know we're probably going to get to, but we may not because I might forget. So that's the menu. We got beer, we got music, we got more.
That's a better tease than anything you could have said, Didi. If you're listening, you're probably like, what is he talking about? Are we going to get to that topic? And the only way you're going to be able to find out is if you sit and listen to us talk for an hour. Okay, so strap in. Dan, where can they find us?
That's right.
Everywhere podcasts are available. We can at least tell you this. Everywhere podcasts are available, you can find the Brunch Breakdown. New episodes debut each and every Wednesday. Follow or subscribe wherever you prefer to listen, and then episodes are going to come straight to you, ready to be listened to on the go. Okay? We've also got full video episodes as well. They debut on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific and noon Eastern, but you can watch on demand anytime you would like to on YouTube, Facebook, and on Spotify. We're everywhere on the socials at Brunch Breakdown. That's us. No imitations, just the OGs at Brunch Breakdown. And then, of course, wrapping up each week with music. We give you the Sounds of Brunch playlist. We update that on Spotify every Friday. We got last week's songs on there for your listening pleasure. And this week's. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think of the Sounds of Brunch. And tell all of your automated devices, hey, you play me the Sounds of Brunch. And enjoy.
Beautiful. Chris Gates, get it off your chest.
Okay. So a lot, this is fitness. We're doing fitness topics today. Oh, yeah. So I wanted to get something fitness related off my chest here, but this is going to bleed into all aspects of life. Okay. I think just in general, well, a little background. I am constantly in the DMs with people, right? Like always message.
Right there. There's a clip. Thank you. Okay. Note.
Constantly in the DMs.
There. Making a note.
Does Katie know?
Don't tell my wife. But like, people have questions, just talking about goals and stuff like that. And I can't tell you how many times I get into like a line of questioning with the person because I'm always trying to dig deeper to find out, okay, like, what are you doing right now? What's your goal? Where might there be challenges or struggles? And I can't tell you how many times I have people tell me like, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing X because it helped me lose 30 pounds in the past, 50 pounds in the past. And then I always follow up to that. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. That worked for you. Are you still doing that? And the answer is often no. Or like, why do you think you're having to lose weight again if that was so successful for you? And what we land on is like, oh, that was not sustainable, right? That wasn't the thing that's actually the most effective for me. That's just the thing that was effective to get me really quick results. And so like everything I do with coaching is based around sustainability. Like I want you to make progress while we work together, but I want you to like not have to hire me again. That's the point of it, right? And I think this bleeds into all aspects of life. So like Didi, if you're constantly going on auditions and constantly getting like, no, you're probably going to, at some point, say like, okay, I got to rethink how I'm approaching this, right? You're probably going to have to, at some point, say, I need to think about my approach, think about the way that I'm doing these auditions, the way I'm reading, whatever. I don't know how it works, but you're probably going to try to think about like ways you could switch it up because if you're getting the same result all the time, you can't keep doing the same thing. Right. And I think it applies to anything, like even in business, like if you're running your head into a wall and you're not making the progress that you want, you need to change things. So basically what I'm just trying to say here is like, zoom out. I think it would help everybody, no matter what you're trying to do, what your main like priority is, zoom out and think about, okay, if this isn't working, am I doing the same shit that has not worked all the time? And if so, switch it up. Because that's insanity, right? Isn't the definition of insanity doing the same thing and expecting different results?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
that frustrates me, man. Not even because I just I just don't want people to like constantly make the same mistakes. That's crazy. So just that's my rant today. Like if you constantly struggle with something, it's probably because you're doing the same thing that always causes you to struggle. So just change it up. Like Mighty Ducks. Change it up.
Change it up. Evolve, people. Evolve.
That's all.
I like it. Evolve. That's good. Well, I'm gonna kind of go. I'm gonna go now because I'm gonna piggyback off of what Chris just said about continue to do something expecting a different result. Well, I've been a homeowner for 4 years now, and I gotta tell you guys, overrated. Overrated. You guys told me 4 years ago this would change. Nah, hasn't. Because you should see my driveway right now. It is completely torn up because we have sewage backup in the crib. So not all the way in the crib, but the smell was in the house.
Ooh.
And then we not found out, this is another inspection report thing that really doesn't happen until it happens. And freaking we found out that like our pipes under our house are all original pipes from 1965. So
Long time.
the check that I have to write is more money than I want to talk about on this show.
Jeez.
And I don't know why. I just want to sell the house because honestly, like what you said, Chris, like, doing the same thing over and over again. In my case, it's owning a house and expecting a different result. It's insanity. It's stupid. I want to evolve. It's time for me to just go back to my condo life where I could call up my guy, Jeff, and be like, Jeff, condo smells a little bit. And then he writes the check and I go on living my life. Want to go back to condo living. I had a big condo. The condo that we had was as big as my house is. It's like 20-something square feet. It's great. Freaking love it. And yeah. So that's what I want to tell you guys. So things are going well over here. It's great.
Chris, and just a very brief summary in a couple of words. How is home ownership generally going for you?
Fine.
Okay. The difference here, Chris evolved at the time and called your boy and had him come along for the journey.
Yeah, that's true.
Mr. Dudley over there I would have been on the next flight to LA and could have warned him that maybe this was going to happen. And if it was going to happen, advised him, get the insurance on the interior and exterior sewage pipe. Interior and exterior. It's key. You get those things in the mail. It's always exterior, exterior, exterior. The ones get the interior too. Couple more, $3 more a month. No check to be written. No check to be written. Just a couple dollars a day. Not even dollars a day. It's a couple dollars a month. And we could have avoided this, but we evolve.
Dan,
we evolve.
Dan, if you like, he's not joking. Dan, if you ask Dan to help you buy a house, not like help you find a house.
Not financially.
He's not going to buy it for you. Yeah. If you ask Dan to help you on the house hunt, it's like marrying Dan for a short period of time. Like he is there for you for everything. Like I didn't know, we were just like, Dan, we thought Dan was going to come with us and like point out like, oh, look in the corner. There's a crack in the wall. Dan, when he came to the houses, like he showed up with knee pads on. He pulled a ladder out of the back of his car.
That's true.
We were going around the house with the agent and Dan like was in the attic. Like that should be a service, Dan. What are you doing? You should like have a business.
I know. I do it for free. I really should. I should start charging people. And maybe I should. You were onto something there, Chris. That made me think like, no, I'm not financially helping, but maybe I should be. Maybe I should be like a minority owner. Like it's a team. Like I'm a minority owner in the house.
Dude, that's something to think. You get like
Right?
a 3% stake in every house that you help with,
Right.
but then when they sell the house, you get 3% of that.
Yeah,
And
I get
then
the equity back. I get a couple dividend checks along the way as the equity gets built
Yeah.
with advice. I like this.
the
I like
house
this.
prices have changed a lot.
Yeah,
the last few
right.
years.
That's literally what they do on the show Unsellable Houses on HGTV with the two sisters in like
Oh,
are
I
they in
can't stand that
Oregon
show.
or are they in Washington? I can't stand
Oh,
it
you're
either.
right, that
Siobhan
is. Like,
loves them.
I
But
always
that's
catch the
their
end of
whole
it.
thing. It's like people who like want to sell their houses and then for whatever reason can't. They come in and then like it's basically then it turns into Shark Tank and they're just like, okay, so we'll do this for like 3% of whatever and blah blah blah, and then it's like they basically split the house and they make money off your sell. Dan, you should do that.
Yeah.
So I should be doing.
Like
Who
you
needs-
100%
more free services?
should do that.
Who needs two sisters when you have one Dan? T-shirt.
Count it. That's it right there. That's done. Done. It's two sisters. You got one Dan.
Love it.
But yeah, guys. Anyways, I love my house. I just am very annoyed with things that come up on the inspection report, and then I'm telling us, well, it's probably gonna be 5 years, and then it really is like, probably gonna be 5 years, and it's just annoying. So, Siobhan is dealing with this a little bit better than I am. I'm just zeros. I just don't like writing
Yeah.
zeros.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Home
But
serve.
yeah.
Get that insurance, people. A couple dollars a month. Save yourself.
Yeah.
Save yourself.
Dan, get it off your chest.
I'd be happy to. And this is sort of, I think, it feels like tradition that this week I go with this chest segment every year. Because it's been 5 years since the vid, since it shut it all down. 5 years this week.
Holy shit, you're right.
Yeah, right? Kind of nuts. This is also Didi's favorite holiday. He loves this. He loves this time of year just to reminisce back on the days of the vid.
Dee Dee's
Oh, and all the
favorite
good
era.
things all the good things that came with it.
Dee Dee's Eras
Listen.
tour was COVID.
Listen, the reason, honestly, just to go full circle here, the
Yeah.
reason Dan didn't come out to help me with my home search is because we bought our house during COVID. So
Wouldn't have stopped me. But I just want to take another opportunity here. It's a good kind of zoom out moment, Chris, if you will.
Zoom out.
This
I'm out.
this week every year, to remind not only everybody listening, kind of remind myself to check the perspective box every once in a while. This is a good week to check that kind of perspective box for everything that shit that we had to go through 5 years ago. It's weird. It like feels like it wasn't that long ago, but 5 years is kind of long, half a decade. So just kind of, take a moment, relive the misery, just check into that part of the brain, the memory, and maybe do some of those things you did back then, where you're checking in on people that more often than you normally did. Schedule a FaceTime with a friend. Schedule a FaceTime. Don't just FaceTime people. Schedule a FaceTime. Okay. Let's get real. Schedule a FaceTime. Friends, relatives. Stay ahead of people's personal bubble. I think that should be like forever the case. Physical space is important. Let's just keep that in mind. Just not only that, just the freedoms of being able to go out, see people, be around people, support local restaurants and businesses, right? All that good stuff. So just take a moment, zoom out, rethink back there, and how about this? Live your life like the vid could come back at any moment. There you go. By the way, it hasn't like gone away, but not like it was pandemic times. Just check and reset week. Little perspective. That's all.
I didn't have any kids.
You're gonna need more than a moment, my friend.
I didn't have any
You are
kids.
going to need more than a moment to zoom out there. Just go when you're done here. Go downstairs. Talk about the kind of reality check that we have. You want to zoom out moment, and you want to go back to 5 years ago, and then just leave your house. Tell your wife, "Hey, this is what I got to do. Kate, this is what I got to do. I'm gonna go relive where we were 5 years ago," and you leave. and be by yourself.
That's nice. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Cause dude, we had realized like, I don't know, every time I see Rudy Gobert, cause like he, in
Oh
my
my
opinion, is the
gosh.
person who started coronavirus. I hate that man.
Yeah.
I hate that man. I hate that man. And he's done interviews where he's been like crying and like all this stuff about like how big of a mistake it was or whatever. And of course, he did not spread coronavirus to the whole, but he shut down,
like-
he shut down sports, and which then
Touching
shut
everything.
down the world.
Yeah.
Like, I hate Rudy Gobert. I hate him so much. Every time I see that man, I can't stand him. And then this week, I saw him a ton because it was like, oh, yeah, March 11th, like, da-da-da, that's the day this happened. I'm like, fucking Rudy Gobert, man. Fuck that guy. Like, oh, my God, dude. Like, and it was, and like, there's the documentary about the men's basketball on Netflix. It's like Chase for Gold or something like it's called, and it's awesome. And just watching the French lose, watching Rudy just fucking cry, it just makes me so goddamn happy. I fucking hate that guy. But yeah, dude, fucking yeah. Check on your people, talk to your people. But yeah, we were very, yeah, I get what you're saying. Hey, we started this podcast again during COVID.
I was
That's
just going
true.
to say, start a podcast.
Here we are. 2 and 31.
No, actually, please
two
don't.
episodes later.
Please don't.
Oh,
Please
don't start a podcast.
Don't start a podcast.
No,
You got
do it.
enough.
And you can see how hard it is, bitches. I'm so gosh. This shit ain't easy sometimes. Come on.
Dan has a podcast. He talks into a microphone.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get into some brews. Christopher, what you got?
I got nothing, but
Should we just cancel this segment? We I don't know. I feel like you're the grandfather of this thing, and we're at a whole lot of nothing. We need direction.
Well,
That is true. Chris
Oh,
did
help.
bring this up. Chris is the one who introduced Brews Day.
It's true. It is true. And ironically, back when I introduced it, back when we started the podcast, in the height of COVID, I was drinking, boys. Okay, I was drinking.
I've been drinking.
I didn't know football, if we were gonna have football, and I was drinking. But I got nothing. But I did recommend BrewDog, the non-alcoholics, to a client of mine.
Good line.
Who, again, actually, the Zoom out thing, the Zoom out brunch. He went through an experience where he's trying to lose weight, and he went to a social situation he's been in time and time and time again that often led to 6+ beers, pizza, wings, just tons of calories, right? And so what he decided to do was make a few tweaks, and he realized, oh, I could have 1 to 2 vodka sodas, not go overboard, save a bunch of calories. And turns out what I actually enjoy about the social situation is not the fact that I slam alcohol. It's I like being with these people. So you can kind of zoom out, realize that, and make some positive changes. Anyway, we were talking about non-alcoholics, and I recommended BrewDog. So that'll be my shout out today, is the BrewDog. If you're in this area, it's from Columbus, but they sell it kind of all over.
What's it called? Is it called don't they have is it called punk rock or something?
Punk AF.
Punk AF,
there
Elvis.
you
They
go.
have the
That's
Elvis
it.
also. Yeah, they have 4 or 5, I think, in a Bruce. And in fact, you can get they used to be able to get a case shipped to you of the variety, a variety pack of it. So
I get variety packs from the grocery store. They still sell them.
there you go.
Yeah, you can get BrewDog. I feel like you can get BrewDog everywhere.
Yeah, very good.
But yeah. But I always see the punk AF on menus all over the place. All right. So what I got this week, Christopher, have you ever been to Newberg, Oregon? Newberg? Do you know anything about Newberg?
No.
Okay.
I've been to Newport. I've been to Newport, not Newburgh.
You mean New Bear?
does that Berg have an H, or is it end with a G?
Boy, real
it's-
creative name there. I don't know. Newberg. I don't know.
It's a
We're
new
gonna name
town. What are we gonna call it?
Newberg. I don't know. Sure. Put
Yeah,
it on the
works.
wall, Mayor.
We don't got time. Just okay.
That's the reason why every street is just named after a former president and all this shit.
Yeah.
We're just fuck it. We're good on these names, guys. We're done here. Well, A to Z Wine Works in Newberg, Oregon have an amazing Pinot Grigio. And I need to shout it out. It's super good. Super, super, super good. Had it at the end of a week where I did a bunch of talking, a lot of, I don't want to say boring HR video talking this week, but a lot of that. And but yeah, so at the end of the week, had opened up some wine that I got, and A to Z Wine Works, Newburgh, Oregon, Pinot Grigio. Fire.
So
Fire.
Newburgh, Oregon is between where I lived and Portland, and
Oh, so you drove through it?
I drove past it. Dan, you're
Yeah.
gonna love this. Suburb to Newburgh is called Dundee. So there you go.
It's incredible.
Dundee, Oregon, Newburgh, Oregon.
Wow. I love it.
You classy over there drinking wine, Dee.
Yeah,
Ever
hey,
since you met Dwayne Wade, things have changed.
Honestly, the DWWC, Dwayne Wade Wine Club. He's just a new man.
What are you drinking, Dan?
I am providing a beer for us today here on Brews Day from Strange Roots Experimental Ales, Millvale, the mini town suburb of Millvale outside of the downtown Pittsburgh. Their tart burst.
Wait, hold on.
series-
Stop. Did you just say suburb of Millvale?
It's like I call it a town because it's not Pittsburgh. It's not Pittsburgh. They had their own mailing address. And when you go to Mr. Smalls, everybody's like, "What's up, Millvale?" And it's like, the city's across the street. Can we just call this Pittsburgh? So I have to shout out Millvale.
It's more of a borough than
It's a borough. It's a little town. It's a nice little town. This is not called Newtown. Millvale. Strange Roots, yes. They are kind of known for some unique. They specialize in the sour game, and their Tart Burst series is wonderful. And they just new to the Tart Burst series is their blueberries and cream Tart Burst sour, and brewed conditioned on blueberries, hibiscus, and vanilla. Creamy, tart blueberries, smooth vanilla, dangerously drinkable at 6.7. Dangerously drinkable. Just a delicious beer. Blueberries and cream, the Tart Burst. Strange Roots. Check them out in Millvale.
Dan, you a big hibiscus guy?
I am a big hibiscus guy. Yeah. A little hibiscus in your tea? You like a little hibiscus tea? Huh?
Anytime I've had hibiscus in a beer, I've had a great time.
There you go.
Dude.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Dude, hibiscus margaritas, though.
Oh, there you go.
Game
changer.
Honestly, hibiscus in anything. Hibiscus, man.
Hibiscus brunch.
Yeah.
But does anybody know what hibiscus is?
I remember looking this up with my
It's on.
ex-girlfriend in DC, and I remember looking it up, and I don't remember what it is now, but I just remember doing that because we would get hibiscus margaritas at the same bar all the time, and I was like, we got to find out what this is. What the hell is this magical thing?
Yeah.
It's the best shit I ever had. And I remember looking it up at the time, but I don't know what it is, so it must not have been that fascinating.
Is it a plant? Is it
Probably.
It is some sort of plant.
periodic table of elements? Like, what are we dealing with here?
Yeah. I just know when you look it up, it's not going to be all that fascinating, and you're not going to remember it by next week.
Huh.
Like, that's just what's going to happen.
Well,
It's a flowered plant. Flowering plant.
See?
There you go.
Boring.
It's very pretty. But
Yep. See?
that's all I got for you.
Exactly. See, I've told you. It's not gonna be
Showy
anything
flowers.
Even Google doesn't know. It's just
It's like showy flowers, pretty plant, flowers.
special.
pretty plant.
Yeah. Showy flowers.
Showy flowers. That's what it says. There you go. Well, what you're gonna learn today.
I believe it. I believe it.
Let me tell you. All right. Well, it's Chris Gates Fitness Brunch. Christopher, you brought a topic or several topics to the show. Let's get into it.
Yeah, man. For those watching, I'm gonna pull this article up so we can all take a look. An article came out this week about the best cities that are positioned for longevity. Okay, and what that means is like this is all based on the understanding that the idea of living past 100 and even well past 100 seems to be getting more and more likely for our and future generations because of, I think, that people are more health conscious. We know more about what benefits health, and like there's lots of medicine now that's helping improve lifespan and stuff like that. So this is based on the idea of living to 150 years. It says long ago might have seemed preposterous, but these cities might be best positioned for extreme longevity. And there's a lot of different ways we could go here, boys, but I will read this top 10 list. I'll go from 10 to 1 for everybody listening. Number 10 on the list, Raleigh, North Carolina, says strong in social capital and wellness. Denver is Denver and the Denver area because of high physical activity ability. Number 8, Portland, Vancouver. I guess they're saying like that Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. High plant-based diets up there, healthcare access, but struggles with excessive drinking. Number 7, Honolulu, Hawaii. High life expectancy. And boys, as somebody who loves that place, I get that. I feel like that would cause me to want to live life as long as possible.
Yeah.
Number 6, Madison, Wisconsin. That one surprised me. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Number 5, Seattle. Number 4, Boston. Number 3, Bridgeport, Connecticut, which I feel like is the same as Boston.
It is.
I don't know.
It is.
Number 2, San Francisco, San Jose, like the Bay Area, Oakland, California. And number 1, Washington, D.C., basically the D.C. area, Northern Virginia, Southern Maryland, that whole corridor. So this posed a lot of questions for me, boys. Like, number 1, curious what you think your percent chance of living to 150 is, or just living past 100. If you did get to that milestone, which of these cities would you want to live in? Which of these cities do you want to live in now? I don't know, man. We can go in a number of ways. What's the first thing that comes to mind, or the first reaction you had when you read this article and looked at this list?
I love that it says, but high alcohol consumption for a couple of these.
Yeah.
And you know why there's high alcohol consumption for a bunch of those is because there's nothing to do there. So like, I don't want to live there. I don't so it's like, oh, strong civic engagement. That makes you live longer?
Yeah,
that sounds like it makes you live a shorter life. But like, high alcohol consumption, no, guys. Like, just please stop. Like, there's not those places aren't going to make you live longer. They're not going to make you live longer. That's the first thing I thought when I saw those couple places in there.
Yeah. Portland and Madison, Wisconsin. There's more to overcome there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's more challenging. I would feel like this would be on the lower expectancy of life list, that those would be in the top 10. That would be kind of more standard, but I was expecting to see with the two of those. This is interesting. If you haven't watched on Netflix, it's been out for a little while, the show called Live to 100, Life in the Blue Zones. You know, the blue zones around the world have the highest amount of centenarians, or people that live to 100 or longer. 0 of them are in the United States. They're trying to manufacture a blue zone through studies in the United States. I think maybe in Minnesota. Interesting stuff. Contradicting thoughts out there too about like some of these people are so old they actually like can't locate birth certificates. So they're like, are you 100, or you just don't remember how old you are and you think you're 100? But that is one thing. It's like a sense of community and like living with your family. Right? Like we put people in nursing homes and assisted living homes here. They don't do that. They move in with family. And that's part of the reason they live longer. They're eating way better shit than we are. So none of these places scream that at all. I don't know how Washington, D.C. is at the top of this list either. It doesn't make, like, there's too much chaos going in there. There's too much chaos going in there. You must not ever leave if you live in Washington, D.C. Do you know what D.C. traffic is like? That'll take years off your life alone. Like, don't understand that. Don't understand that at all. But I was also surprised that there's a good amount of cold weather cities on here.
Yeah.
I really didn't expect to be so many because, again, you're limited physical activity wise. You're inside more, so you're drinking more. It's like very fascinating. Very fascinating.
Yeah, that piece to it doesn't add up to me. Because there's a lot of like research that shows how important physical activity is, obviously for longevity, but then like also like sunshine,
right? Vitamin D.
Being able to be out in nature can really benefit people. And then there's like the aspect of it where, if you are in a cold weather city in the wintertime, like your propensity for slips, trips, falls, muscle pulls, injuring yourself, shoveling the snow, like all the type of stuff that comes with the cold weather, like that's the type of stuff that normally sends old people spiraling towards the end. It's like you fall, you break a hip, and then that speeds up the aging process considerably. So I was surprised, like Madison, Wisconsin really, really surprised me. Not to mention, like, it's probably 100 episodes ago at this point, but we did do like a top 10 list of the drunkest cities in the country, and like 7 of the 10 were from the state of Wisconsin. That to me doesn't scream health and longevity. It just doesn't.
No, not at all. Like if you're at the age where you can feel the cold weather or the rain coming in your knees and your joints, get out of that area.
Yeah.
Don't live there.
Like, because the only city I can't believe it's number 9 is Denver. I completely understand why it's on this list, and I think it should be higher. I just get it. Like, there is, it's in the culture there to be moving.
Yeah.
To be hiking, to be skiing, to be biking, to be doing things in not just warm weather, but all of the weather that they get in Denver. And also the weather there isn't like it is in, like, let's say Boston, which is on this list, or Connecticut that's on this list, is like, the snow doesn't just sit there. So it'll snow there, and you'll see this thing that says like, oh yeah, Denver got like 2 feet of snow or some shit. And then it's gone like the next day.
Yeah.
It's sunny there. Like they get like 300 days of sunshine in like the Denver area. So it's like, so I completely get that when it's like, I know seasons has a lot to do with a lot of people's mindset and all that. And it's like, but they always have sunshine there. Like always have sunshine there. I can't believe that one's not higher on the list. And like Boston, Bridgeport, like, stop. Get out. What? Stop. No. No offense to Connecticut or Boston. Love those places, but no.
So a lot of those places too, it's like you have really good access to healthcare. And like, so I get that needs to be a piece to the puzzle with this, because like as you age, you do have needs. And if you're closer to high level healthcare, you'll be able to get that. But at the same time, I feel like part of building this list should be like, what city promotes you not having to lean on that so much?
Right.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm ready to go to Hawaii.
Yeah. Like, that's where I want to be.
Top, right?
If I'm living to be 150, which I completely believe we all will. I've been saying this for years. Like, I 100% believe we'll all be living to be like 120, 25, all that shit. Like, just because the way that medicine, there's so many preventative measures that weren't there back in the day, where it's like, it's like men are supposed to, it's like everyone has to go get like, men have to go get colonoscopies like after they turn like 45 or whatever. And like, there's all these like breast cancer checks and all these things. And there's just so many things that like back in the day, they didn't know what to do with them. And now there's so many things. So if you do the things that you're supposed to do, doctors constantly tell you like 40, do this, 45, do this, 50, do this, 50, like everyone, like you can just, I feel like you're going to be able to live for a long time, because you're constantly like, because there's these checkpoints where it's like, I got to go get this done, or I feel something weird, I'm going to go do this. Where back in the day, no man went to the doctor. None. They just didn't. They were like, nope, not going to the doctor, not going to the dentist, not going anywhere, just not doing it. I'm a man. I work in the mill. I'm not doing it. That's not the case anymore. It's just not how it goes. And I think because of all those things, and just modern medicine, and just having a lot of preventative measures, not exactly a lot of cures, that's a whole different situation. But like, I think we'll all be living longer. Like, we're going to be living a long time. So buckle up. Brunch Breakdown episode 10,000 is coming.
I put the percentage chance of us, and frankly anybody of our generation, living to 150 at 0. I don't think we see it. I don't think we see it. I think a generation or two after us might, but the oldest person living of record with verified age was 122. That is a large jump to get to 150. A large jump. But I think also the part of it is like, Are we living longer or are we slowing? And these are going to sound like the same thing, but they're not. Are we living longer or are we slowing down in the aging process?
Yeah,
Because
that's
I don't want to live just longer where literally half of my life I am a geezer. Like no, absolutely not. If we are slowing down the aging process, that's a whole different conversation, which I know we might be getting into here shortly, but like that is where I'm more like on board because just living longer just seems like, man, what are we doing today? Going for a walk. That's all we can do. Eat some vegetables. Okay.
And so that's interesting, Dan, because I think if you want to be like 100 and still able to do the things you want to do in some capacity, I mean, it's obviously going to be limited, but in some
Yeah.
capacity, like the people addressing it now can do that.
Right.
But I think a lot of people, and if you look at like weight loss medications, obviously Ozempic over the last couple of years has like totally changed the game. And so many people are able to lose weight that were never able to lose weight. And you look at like the thing that kills so many people is obesity related diseases. So like we're kind of eliminating that. And that's a drug that's been available but not made widely available until now. And I think there are other drugs like that. So I think more of this stuff is going to roll out that helps people improve those aspects of their life. But like the people that get Ozempic and like lose a bunch of weight and they're on Ozempic for the rest of their life and never change their habits are the people that are going to be like mindlessly going through life for 20 years. But I think the people who like develop the right habits and either use that stuff to get the weight off and live a healthier life or just live a healthier life all the way through and do the little things that matter. Though I think those are the people that are going to be able to like actually live. That's my opinion because I think more of these medications are going to come out.
You know the wild thing about Ozempic is that like it's the weight loss and all the things it does for like heart disease and everything that's great, but like it stopped. It's like been known to stop people from doing a lot of other things that were like bad habits in their life. Like there are people that were like
smoking.
Yeah, like I just stopped smoking.
Yeah, it's something about like your impulse center.
Yeah.
It just tames everything down so that you don't crave anything.
Yeah, like there's a guy because like Oprah did a special on Ozempic. We watched it, and this guy was like, I gambled every Saturday, every weekend, college football, NFL football. I was gambling. I've done it since I was 18 years old. I started doing Ozempic, and I completely stopped my urge to gamble, my urge to have that feeling gone.
Yeah,
Completely gone. He's like something I'd done for like 30 years, and he's like gone. And I was like, that's crazy. So
I mentioned about like messaging people. I talked to so many people who are on Ozempic and they come to me like midway through it and they're like, the thing I'm worried about is I'm losing all this weight, but I'm like functionally getting weaker. Because they also show that like people who are on Ozempic, you lose 60 pounds, you're losing like 20 pounds of muscle mass because people aren't strength training. They're not doing the right thing. So that's what goes back to what Dan said. It's like, there's going to be a lot of medications that help us live longer. But if you want to live like a more fulfilled long life, like you got to do the right stuff. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, like Wegovy, we got to pull that commercial off the air. I am so sick of that song. Literally.
Is that a weight loss drug?
Yeah, it's the same thing as Ozempic. Yeah. Mute every time. I get so angry. So angry. No.
I heard so like, you know, like RFK's in charge of a lot of this stuff now, which is like, I don't know if he's the guy that should be in charge of billions of dollars of healthcare funding and whatnot. That might not be great. But I did hear one of the things that he's interested in is like I think us and Australia are the only two countries in the world that allow prescription drug advertisements. Did you know that?
What? What other lives do people? That's so nice.
I know, and so
I can't imagine.
I heard he wants to get rid of that stuff, which I think is right. Like you shouldn't be advertising like the best day of your life while on these drugs that allow you to live just a degenerate life. Like come on. Like what are we doing?
And this is an old chess segment for me. It's like the Ozempic and Wegovy, that's different. A lot of these other ones are so like niche to what they're at, what the problem is.
Plaque psoriasis.
It's like, go see the doctors. Don't mass advertise this to everybody where 99.9 people don't know what this is or give a shit. Oh my gosh, that TV advertising do not make me start to like RFK for any reason. But like that, I am on board for.
There's lots of flaws. There's lots of flaws. That, like you said, though, I'm on board.
That would be a big one. That would pass that bill. Pass that bill. Goodness.
Oh man.
All right, so from this discussion, I feel like we agree that like the three of us have a good chance of seeing 100, but maybe not 150.
No, and I don't think we'll be alive to see somebody to see it either.
Well, tell me what you guys want me to say at your funerals, because I'm living to 150.
Dude, I'm giving myself like a 5% chance of hitting 150. I think there's a chance out there.
And here's the other thing: women traditionally live longer than men. The oldest person ever on record was a woman, 122. A man was 114. That is a huge gap.
Yeah. And that's simply because men are physically larger, and so like what your organs have to do to keep a physically larger person alive, But like the internet tells me I'm not jacked enough to give fitness advice all the time, so I could live longer.
Dude, I think I'm living to 150. The only problem with living to 150 or 120 or whatever year you think is like, when do we retire? That's the one thing I wonder. It's like, used to be like retirement age, like
that
65.
401k isn't big enough. Yeah.
It's
again,
like
half your life. You're saving up your 401k is going to cover the rest of the other half of your life.
That's the
Good
problem.
luck.
It's like, I don't want to work to 90.
You're going to have to.
You know what I mean? Or like, no, because here's the problem. It's like you retire and then it's like, wait, so I'm going to keep on living here. I feel good. And then you're like, shit, I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
At like 105. Like, I got to go back to work.
Yep.
That's the part that's like,
Go, Grandpa. You can't be late again. Come on. Three strikes and you're out.
Start a business now that makes no money, but that you would enjoy doing when you're 90. And then by the time you get there, you'll probably be making some money.
Oh, that's my property advice business. There it is.
Invest in real estate.
Yeah, it is. Who needs two sisters when you have one, Dan? TM.
TM. Oh, Chris, anything else with this?
No, I think we covered it enough. We've been talking about living forever, and so I might as well share this thing about this dude who's trying to do that, right?
Yeah.
So the other topic we have on the menu, fitness related, is this dude, Brian Johnson. He's the man who wants to live forever. It says his goal in life is to extend his life by up to 200 years. If you're watching, that's what the guy looks like. I think he's 47 years old. He kind of facially looks like an 18-year-old in a much older person's body.
That's a great way to describe it.
You ever seen Freaky Friday?
That is a great way to describe that guy. Because if that kid showed up at freshman orientation, you'd all be weirded out.
It's like that.
Yeah.
What's that dude? He's in all those Adam Sandler movies where he shows up and he's like trying to pretend he's in high school, but he's clearly an old guy. It's a meme. It's a very, very popular. What's up, kids, or something.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Crazy
I know
eyes
exactly
from
what
Mr.
you're talking
Deeds.
about.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a Netflix documentary on this guy. He has just like the most ridiculous routine. He's spending apparently $2 million a year on like different type of medical testing. He spent like thousands of dollars on supplements. I saw something. He said he takes like 52 vitamins a day or some shit. And this guy, he's very quickly popping up everywhere. He's shown up on a few of the fitness podcasts that I listen to. Have you guys followed this guy's journey, or have you watched the documentary or seen much about him?
I just know that he studies his kids' erections. And at that point, I was like, I don't want to hear anything about this guy.
Well, that's That's
Yes.
concerning.
He studies his kids' erections in some way. That's one of his like studies of like how to live longer. And I'm like,
Oh, come on.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not in this article, is it?
it's
Ugh.
he's this guy's I mean, honestly, to say that you're trying to 52 diet vitamins a day, $2 million on your body, like what are we doing?
He also definitely had some sort of plastic surgery along the way because this guy was ugly. This guy was actually ugly. He's not like attractive now. He's just less ugly. So I feel like that was kind of part of it. But part of his motto is he drinks less, goes to bed earlier, and wears a ring that tells him how bad his sleep is. No thanks. I don't want any of those. I don't want any of those to live 200 years longer. If they could tell you, do those things from birth, you live longer. No alcohol. You got to go to bed early. I'd be like, no, give me the short life. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's strange, man. Again, there's like, what do you want the overall quality of your life to look like? You know? And
Yeah.
so you could certainly be in social situations with other people and like not have the alcohol, not eat the fatty foods or do processed, like, and that's great. But like the hyper meticulous nature in which this dude needs to live his life in order to work
Right.
towards this goal, I feel like can only lead you to getting to the end of your life and feeling like I'm 200. None of my friends are around anymore. And
Yeah.
I did all that and probably sacrificed situations that I could have lived a little bit more. This doesn't appeal to me at all. I also, though, to your point about plastic surgery, Dan, obviously have no idea if he has. But
Right.
this feels like it has Liver King written all over it.
Yeah.
Where the Liver King told people for 5 years, no, I don't take anabolic steroids. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't do the other thing until like one email got out. And then we found out it was a lie the whole time. And so I just feel like that could happen here. I feel like that could happen here in some form or fashion. Not that it's like anabolic steroids, but like,
Right. I'm curious too, like this is more along the lines of what I was talking about earlier of slowing down the aging process, right? I think that's what this guy is ultimately trying to do. Not just necessarily live longer, yes, but as a result, but also slowing down the aging process. What is your brain doing this whole time? Is your brain slowing down the aging process too? Or like when you're this guy and you like look like this and you're 115 and you're still having to work, how's the memory? How's that doing? You know what I mean? It's just like that's all part of it too. It's physical, yes, but your brain ages differently. I feel like it's just a whole different organ that has so much. Like, are you slowing that down too? Are you doing Sudoku every day and be like, this works? This my memory's going to be great. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know.
Sudoku's the key. Yeah, I would hope that he's like starting with that, like brain
Right?
health first, body
Has
health
to be part of
second.
it,
Yeah.
and that's probably even the much more complicated question right now.
Well, we have no idea how the brain works,
Right.
so I don't know how you can hack it.
So how do you? Right. He'll turn 115 and be like, I forget everything I was doing. Damn it.
Well, just to let you guys know, this guy tweeted on January 22nd, 2025. Nighttime erection data from my 19-year-old son. His duration is 2 minutes longer than mine. Raise children to stand tall, be firm, and be upright. And he
What?
puts charts of both him and his son's erection data and doesn't explain why this matters. Also, what do you wear to judge erection data? Does your Aura ring do that? I don't think so.
No, that sounds like you're it's
a different type of ring.
observational data.
Yeah. Angles. It's all about angles at that point.
it's weird. And I don't know what that does to living longer. I don't know why you would ever share that information. I don't know.
It's not the only way
But-
to measure blood circulation, gentlemen. I feel like there's
Yeah.
other ways.
Yeah,
the guy freaks me out.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out
I-
on all this.
I don't want to dive too deep into this, but like not like what does that have to do with his longevity? And second, like if you're going to compare boners, does that mean you both need to be stimulated by the same thing and hope that you're both into the same thing so that you have like a reliable stimulus that's equal to the two people, and then you just sit there and look at each other's with
Dude.
timer? Like what's happening? I'm out too. This is too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't realize it was like that type of public information.
Oh yeah,
That
like,
he was
talks,
sharing.
He talks about it like,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's the guy's a lot, and also taking 52 of anything is not good.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if that's the number, but it's a lot.
Regardless,
Yeah.
whatever it's a ton of supplements or whatever the hell he's taking. I don't care what. At some point, those things like start to interact with each other, right? It's not like he's taking like like they have to do,
Yeah.
like 52 or 50, whatever it is. He takes a bunch of shit. No, they can't. No.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sometimes I take like fish oil and I'm like, is this too much?
Just, and then think about taking like 10 other things that you see at the CVS counter. that
Oh
just
yeah, he's
all have
basically
the
like
green
that whole
lights.
aisle, that shop and save Dan.
just-
He's just like,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Right. What's his little when he travels? What's his like pill tablet thing look like for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? It's just like a big Rubbermaid case.
He's got one for every hour of the day.
Yeah. And it's gonna get more as he gets older, right? As we know.
Yeah.
Jeez.
God. All right.
Your vitamin smoothie.
Well, boys, before we get into music, I have to ask you this.
Oh, okay. Here's just one of the teases.
How annoying is Aaron Rodgers?
Oh,
That's not the question you ask when we're at the end of the episode, Didi. That's the question you ask at the beginning of the episode so we can derail the entire thing.
right. We don't have enough runway for this. And in classic brunch breakdown fashion, we'll talk about it, and then news on Aaron Rodgers will break within 60 minutes of us stopping this recording and derail the whole thing.
I'm all of a sudden a Browns fan. So I didn't know I don't know what we're doing anymore. But if I have to root between Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback of the Steelers or Kenny Pickett as a quarterback of the Browns, I'm a Browns fan. I'm sorry. Like I don't know what to do anymore. It all sucks.
This is so annoying. So annoying. I don't know.
Is it actually going to happen? I don't follow it enough.
I needed to ask you guys this, honestly, just so I could hear you say things. And then at the moment that he becomes the Pittsburgh Steeler, that you guys are like, hey, it's our quarterback, baby. Let's go.
I might,
Super
you know
Bowl.
what? I don't
Let's
want to
get
do
it.
that. I might have to because right now the backup option might be Jameis Winston over Russell Wilson. That's
Did
what
we
I've heard.
Sign Mason Rudolph?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like what is happening?
See,
that
like
makes
that,
sense.
that, like,
That makes
I,
sense.
as much as Aaron Rodgers annoys the living hell out of me, like, if that's what the option, plan B, I have to want him to play a quarterback and just like take on all this other shit. Because the report as of this morning is that the Vikings are probably out. But I guess that also means Aaron is considering retirement over signing with the Steelers or Giants, because that's been the talk too, that he may not even want to sign with either of those teams. He's really using this all as leverage to get the Vikings to sign him, but he might also literally walk off into the sunset like he was on the beach with his blankie the other day.
He's better than anything the Steelers have. If they sign him, he immediately makes the Steelers a more interesting football team.
Absolutely.
Because he brings a circus with him everywhere he goes. So they're more interesting to follow because you never know what's going to happen. But I hate him. I hate him.
He's either bringing it's 12 wins or 12 losses. So flip of the coin. Let's go. Let's buckle up.
Kenny Pickett's taking the Browns to playoffs.
I think what is going to end up happening is the Steelers are going to end up drafting Shador Sanders
No.
late in the first round.
I don't
That's
think
what
so. He's not going to make it. They could trade up.
Yeah,
I think.
he won't get there.
I
It's
think
going to be
he's-
what Jackson Dart and I think he's from Ohio State. That's
it's
who they're
gonna be-
looking at.
It's going to be Cam Ward, and then I think there's going to be a long wait because I think that it's not about Shador, even though the draft combine stuff was funny because they were like, because you know how they always do executive or whatever of an unknown team, of unnamed team,
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, you guys got to tell us like what team they're from, because like all job interviews aren't the same. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like if some random place like hits you up and is like, yo, we want to talk, like I'm not going to give you the same, like we're not all giving every job the same exact energy. And if I'm sitting across from the Browns, I got to tell you, not giving them great energy.
Not fully
Just
into that
throwing it
combo.
out there. If the Jaguars are like across this table from me and they're asking me all these questions about whatever the fuck I do, I'm like, what the fuck do y'all do? I'm sorry.
I'm interviewing you now.
It's like, now if Mike Tomlin's in front of me or Andy Reid's in front of me, I'm like, okay, let me stand up straight. Let me get this right. I'm gonna wear a tie. I'm gonna be ready to go. But like, you know?
Yeah.
Like
right.
the
But
Chargers,
it's Robert Saleh. You're like, dude,
like
you'd be out of a job again.
Yeah, it's like the Jets or the Titans come to interview. What are we doing? Like, y'all, what are we talking about? Like, I don't want to go play for you. Like, same thing's happened with Cooper Flagg at Duke. They're talking about how he's gonna play it all the way to the very end to see who ends up with the worst record. Because it's like nobody wants to play for the Wizards.
Yeah.
For what? So, but yeah. But Aaron Rodgers, I hope he's your quarterback because that just will make for fun.
No quarterback has ever been more positioned to have success in Cleveland than Kenny Pickett. He has the experience.
You finally have your Super Bowl champion quarterback.
He has the experience of taking a program from nothing to something. DD.
Whatever. Anyways, let's get into music. Daniel, what are you listening to?
Haim, the three Haim sisters are back, and they got a jam relationships. It's always a good time when Haim is making music.
Always a good time with Haim.
Always a good time with Haim. It truly is. So just the first of what's, I'm sure, more to come from Haim, the sisters, the back relationships. It's a jam.
Love it. Christopher, what you got?
Up first, Keep Flying, ska punk band, put out a new song last week called Mistakes, which I very, very much enjoy. And they are our friends at Eternal Boy, have done a lot of touring with Keep Flying,
which
is cool. So, friends by association. That's number one.
Lizzo put out another single, and this is an absolute jam. And I gotta say, guys, this might be our first entry in the song of the summer. This might be it.
Whoa.
I don't know if this is going to.
Whoa.
If this doesn't, because I don't think this is going to hit like ASAP like that. I think this is going to build and build. And then when more people hear this, and as the weather gets nicer, and that chorus is like, I don't need him, I need a drink. I'm telling you, this is going to be huge. This song is amazing. I love this song so much. Still Bad, Lizzo, fire.
That's bold because we're probably expecting a Chapel album this year, right?
Yes.
Could be an interesting summer. Next one up for me is from Paris, one of my favorite, or as we commonly refer to him, Purvis on the program. It's the week of their 10-year anniversary of their debut album, White Noise. They re-released it, they re-recorded, did a couple remixes and things like that and features. So I'm going to put the OG song that made me fall in love with Paris, their first single ever, St. Patrick. We'll do the new version. It's just 10 years of Paris. Celebrate the night away.
10 years of Paris, 5 years of pandemic. It all adds up.
What a time.
My second one is going to be from the band Friend Circle. They put out a song last week called Late Nights, and they are maybe my favorite new party punk band. And it made me binge a lot of their older stuff. I think I'm also going to put their song Famous on the playlist because it's just very, very good. So that's number 2 for me.
Nice. Okay, another grand declaration. Favorite song of 2025 so far, Swish by Lil Nas X. This song is just great. Great. Takes you on a nice journey. I love this song. And shouts to Lil Nas X. He put out like 4 songs this week. alone. And but Swish is this. I love this song. This is my personal favorite song of 2025. So yeah, Swish by Lil Nas X. Check it out.
Yeah. Last one for me. I put on the playlist a couple weeks ago. Giving her more respect this week. Alessia Cara. The album is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to put Left Alone on the playlist. The album is called Love and Hyperbole. Just underappreciated talent. Alessia Cara. Putting her back on.
All right, my last one, as is tradition, if something new from Biba Doobie comes up, I put it on the playlist. So she released a version of the song Sway. So enjoy the artist that I discovered first.
Oh man, my last one, Banks, put out a new album, like a month ago, a few weeks, something like that. And Delulu is the song I'm putting on the playlist. That song's awesome. Delulu is great. So, and it's exactly what it is. She's saying people call her delusional, Delulu, and it's great. So check that out. And check out the Sounds of Brunch playlist on Spotify. 2 weeks of jams. Make sure you check it out. Tell Siri, tell Alexa to play the Sounds of Brunch on Spotify. And also watch the show on Spotify. It's so cool how the podcast looks on Spotify, by the way, if you haven't checked it out. I love that. Love that.
100%.
All right. Well, boys, it's been another very, very, very fun episode. And I love doing this with you boys. And so any final thoughts?
Well, I'm just going to take Dan's advice and leave my family once we're done.
Ooh.
There you go.
Happy COVID.
See,
In them
that's
DMs, bruh.
keys to living a long life. Being in the DMs, drinking and eating hibiscus, moving to Honolulu, and studying your boners. Enjoy life.
And that's the Brunch Breakdown. We're out.